Ladies and gentlemen, Dave from OrgoneGenerator.com coming to you with another video. And in this video, I am going to talk to you about clearing, like the process and experience of clearing of negative energy, famous people. I have personally cleared famous people before, and including one of the most famous people in the world, who you would definitely know. And it's a slightly different experience. I mean, I would say more than slightly. It's a different experience. And there's a reason for that. And I want to talk about the reason because I think it's actually incredibly interesting. So I'm going to share that with you. And here we've got Performer 2400 HD, PFC 2000 DL, a bunch of orgonite pyramids, and a power booster. Okay. And I have structural links under each generator. So I have another video on clearing negative energy, which I recommend you look at. It actually got, in terms of our channel, like it got a good number of views. You can clear yourself. You can clear other people. You know, Carl used to go into detail on clearing yourself on his websites. And so I have a specific process for operations. Also have a video on that. In terms of how I touch a target, how I interact with them, how I use target links so that I can energetically connect with a target for a manifestation. This is a manifestation. Like a clearing is a manifestation. Like all a manifestation is an operation. I want to clear someone of negative energy. And the reason I did this actually, so funny story. The reason I did this is because, so I'm going to talk about like the most famous person that I ever cleared. I'm not going to tell you his name. But the reason I cleared him is because, and I did a lot more than clearing. It took me multiple hours. The reason I cleared him is because I was worried about someone who I actually thought could do stuff. And by do stuff, I mean run operations. So I cleared this guy to protect him. So I cleared him and then I protected him. All right. And I want to talk about what it felt like clearing him because it feels different. So I do my normal clearing. I do my normal operation. So I have a structural link to the person. I have their name. I basically I'm good at visualizing letters. So I visualize the letters. I visualize the picture. I was watching videos of him. So I visualized my impression of my impression of him as it comes across in videos. Look in their eye, what sort of vibe do you get? And I looked at all those things and I attached a beam of light to each of them. And then from that beam of light, I always like to use the Death Star example from Star Wars. The Death Star shoots multiple, and when it's blowing up Alderaan, it shoots multiple lasers, and then all the lasers coalesce and they go into the target. So I did that. And then I got to the target. And as you do this more, and this is important, as you do this more, you will get you can get a tactile sense. I see colors, I see colors, I get a tactile sense of running my hands over the person. And for me, the way I do it, I don't even shoot at the exact person. I shoot at a humanoid form. And watch my other video on this so you can understand. But because your structural link is not the person. You're trying to reach through to the person. Right. And there's other ways to do it. I mean, you can run operations in a lot of ways. This is just how I like to do it. And it takes me longer. Something I was jealous of is how fast Carl is, how fast John is, Nick is. Like they're faster with operations than me. I take my time with them. And that's something that's important. It can take a good amount of time to run operations. You shouldn't fight that. You should not fight that. Like, just, it takes as long as it takes. Okay. And if they're important operations, then just do them. And I've spent hours running operations, which is why I have become good at them. Okay. So I reached through, I did my process, and you should figure out your own process. You can use mine, or you can use just whatever works for you. All right. I reached through the links, and now I got a tactile sense. It's almost like there's a humanoid form, and I'm running my hands over it, and there's colors. And so, and it takes time for this. Again, you have to do this stuff multiple times. Keep doing this stuff, and you'll figure out what works for you, what works for your visualizations. You will figure out your own process if you just do it. The path will reveal itself. Okay. So as I reached through to this guy, I felt a humanoid form encased in rock. And actually, I don't know why, but it's like volcanic rock. Okay, and I'm shooting, like the Death Star, I'm shooting a laser at this person, a laser containing the trend of immediately and completely clear all negative energy. So I'm shooting a laser at this guy. It's like a magic wand. Immediately and completely clear all negative energy. And I'm feeling this person. So after doing it, it took me a few minutes. Like, it probably took me 4 minutes. Okay. Immediately and completely clear all negative energy. And as I'm shooting this laser at him, the rock started to soften. And then it became, the only way I can describe it is like, it became like a slime. Like he was encased in slime. And then just intuitively, I cut open the slime. So just down the middle of your head, right down your nose, all the way down, I cut open the slime, and I peeled it off, and it changed. And then I actually, I really have access to the person. And then it was just kind of normal. Like, so I kept shooting the laser at him. He cleared. He got, I get a visualization of like, when I'm doing this, like the person becomes like kind of bleached white, because all the negative energy is gone. So I cleared this person. And the reason I did it is I thought someone was threatening him, and I didn't. I thought that person could actually do stuff, and I thought the famous guy is important enough that I don't want that to happen. And so, and the funny thing is, there was like an outcome of what the person who I thought was targeting him. Also, just FYI, like, this occurred on a day of eclipse. And I think the person who I was worried about attacking him was going to use like eclipse energy. And that's another reason I was worried. So what was interesting to me was that, like, when I first talked to him, he was like encased in rock. And I think what that is, I do believe we have like an energetic field around us. I do believe we have an aura. I think things can attach to you. I think a variety of things can attach to you. But what I think I was feeling are other people's thoughts about this person. It's possible someone tried to like send something to attach to him, but what I think I was feeling was this person's was all the thoughts about this person. Look, Thought form plus calories equals operation. If you're thinking about something and then it's you're potentially sending it energy. That's a big thing in manifestation. Like if you think about the bad thing, like the bad thing happens, right? And it's why we need to like keep our inner life clean. It's why we need to be careful and to only send energy to what we want to happen. So I think I was feeling other people's thought forms, that I had attached to him over time. But it didn't take that long, even for this person, like even for, one of the most famous men in the world. It didn't take too long, but I just thought it was a fascinating experience. And there's not, a lot of these people are actually down with some odder things. So I just wanted to share that experience. I think it's really interesting. And I got a good result. I got a good result from all the operations. I probably ran like 9 or 10 operations on him in order to like protect him. So I got a good result. So I was happy with that. But yeah, like if you're, you can clear yourself, you can clear other people. And I just wanted to share what it's like to clear someone who has a lot of people thinking about him all the time, or at least part of the time. It was a different experience than normal. I learned something. And so, I wanted to share that. If you want to get our best like tips and tricks, come into our school group. If you want to work on clearing yourself, clearing other people, and really a lot more than that. We've got some good information in there already. We've got a lot more coming. We'd love to have you in there. But more videos coming. Thanks for your attention, and we will talk soon.